right. So today we're going to dive into a topic that we all know we should think about.
Yeah.
But let's be honest, it's not always like the most riveting, dinner conversation.
Not the sexiest topic.
Not the sexiest topic, right? Insurance.
Yeah.
But what we found looking into these client stories from Diversified Insurance Brokers is, honestly, they were pretty eye-opening.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
We're talking about those if only I had known moments that could save you so much stress.
Right.
And potentially even like a ton of money down the line.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? Like, it's the beauty of hindsight. Being able to look back and be like, oh, I wish I'd known that before I made that decision.
Exactly. And luckily, we get to learn from other people's mistakes in this case.
Exactly. You don't have to make them all yourself.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So first up, we have Mike's story. And Mike kind of put off getting long-term care insurance for years.
Oh, boy.
Thinking he had plenty of time.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, bam, he gets a diagnosis that makes him ineligible
for
coverage.
Yeah.
So what kind of wake-up call does that send to people?
Well, I think the biggest wake-up call is that, a lot of people think about insurance as, I buy it and then I just have it. It's like a, set it and forget it kind of thing.
Right.
But that's not the case with everything, right? Especially things like life insurance and long-term care. When you're talking about those types of insurance, the pricing is all based on risk, right?
Yeah.
The younger and healthier you are, the less risky you are to an insurance company.
Right.
The less you pay in premium.
Yeah.
But as you get older and as, things happen in life, you have, health events or diagnoses that risk assessment changes.
Yeah.
And your premiums can go through the roof. And sometimes, like in Mike's case, you can even be completely priced out of the market.
Wow. So it's not just about getting older. It's about those health changes that can happen unexpectedly.
Most of the time, we don't see them coming.
Right.
And that's why I'm a huge proponent of reviewing your policies on a regular basis. What works for you at 30 might not be the right fit at 50.
Gotcha. So proactive policy checks. All right. Next up, we have Sarah.
Okay.
And Sarah was cruising along, totally confident in her employer-provided health insurance.
Yeah, we see that a lot. Until
she changed jobs and found herself temporarily uninsured.
Yeah.
So is that like a big mistake?
I would say it's a pretty huge mistake. And, a lot of people, again, they think of insurance as, well, my employer provides it, so I'm good. But those group plans, they're great. They're a nice benefit to have, but they are tied to your employment.
Right.
So the minute you leave that job, that coverage is gone.
Poof.
And the problem with that is that you never know what's going to happen in between jobs.
Right.
You could have an accident, you could have a sudden illness.
Sure.
All kinds of things. And without that coverage, you're really exposed.
So it's about having that continuous coverage.
Exactly.
That personal safety net, whether you're employed or unemployed.
You're in control of your own coverage, not your employer.
That makes a lot of sense. Now, this next story is almost too painful to tell.
Oh, no.
James and Laura were under the impression that they had lifetime life insurance.
Okay.
Set for life. Turns out it was term insurance.
Oh.
And guess what? It was about to expire.
Wow.
Wow. So this is where understanding the nitty-gritty details of your policies.
Yes, this is huge.
Matters.
This is a great example of, why it's so important to understand what you're buying. Because term life insurance is kind of like renting your coverage.
Okay.
It's affordable, which is great, but it's only for a specific amount of time.
Gotcha.
So you're renting that coverage for, let's say, 10, 20, 30 years.
Okay.
And at the end of that term, if you haven't renewed it, you no longer have coverage. Whole life insurance, on the other hand, is more like owning.
Right.
It's more expensive up front because you're paying for that lifetime coverage.
Yeah.
But the premiums stay fixed and the death benefit is guaranteed as long as you keep paying those premiums.
Okay, so you've got renting, you've got owning, and then there's kind of the hybrid option.
Oh, there's more.
Universal life insurance.
Oh, my God.
Which offers more flexibility in terms of how you pay your premiums and how the death benefit works.
Yeah.
But it does come with more complexity.
No wonder people find insurance so confusing.
Right. It's not just one thing.
There's so many different options.
It's definitely not a one-size-fits-all situation.
Right.
And that's why I'm a big believer in working with an insurance professional.
Right.
Someone who can help you navigate all these different options and find what makes sense for you.
Absolutely. All right, next up we have Tom. And Tom is a classic example of someone who thought his wealth was all the insurance he needed.
Oh, the self-insuring route.
So how risky is that?
It can be very risky. Well, it's great to be financially stable.
Yeah.
To have a nice nest egg.
Right.
The whole point of insurance is to protect you against those catastrophic events that could wipe out even a healthy savings account.
Yeah.
Things like a major lawsuit or a long-term illness that requires expensive care.
We're talking about potentially losing your house, losing your savings.
Yeah. That's scary stuff.
It is. So even if you're doing well financially, you can't just assume that you can self-insure your way out of everything.
So insurance is like that extra layer of protection on top of your financial stability.
It helps keep your wealth intact no matter what happens.
Love it. All right, last but not least, we have Emily. And Emily kind of stumbled upon this hidden gem in her permanent life insurance policy.
Okay.
A cash value component.
Yeah, that's something that a lot of people don't realize about permanent life insurance.
Yeah. Tell me more about that. Is that a good thing?
It can be a really good thing. So permanent life insurance policies, like whole life, they build up cash value over time as you pay your premiums.
Interesting.
It's kind of like a savings account that's built into your policy.
Wow.
And you can actually tap into that cash value for a variety of needs.
Okay.
Like supplementing your retirement income, covering unexpected expenses, or even paying your future premiums.
So life insurance isn't just about a payout when you pass away.
It's not just about death.
It can actually benefit you while you're still alive.
Absolutely. And that's not even all of it.
Oh, there's more.
There are also tax advantages and ways you can use permanent life insurance for things like wealth transfer.
Yeah.
That can be really valuable depending on your financial goals.
So many layers to this. It's like peeling back an onion.
Right. There's always something more to learn.
Right. And the more you learn about insurance, the more empowered you become to make better decisions.
Absolutely.
Well, if there's one thing that these stories tell us, it's that being proactive with your insurance can make all the difference.
Yeah, don't wait for something bad to happen.
Exactly. Don't wait for a crisis to hit.
Be prepared.
Take control now.
Yeah.
So ask yourself, what are your insurance needs?
Yeah. Do you have the right coverage?
Right.
Do your policies match up with where you are in life right now and what you're trying to accomplish?
And if you're not sure,
don't be afraid to reach out to a professional.
Right. Find someone you trust who can give you some guidance.
Because it could be the smartest investment you ever make.
For your peace of mind.
Not just financially, but for your peace of mind as well.
Absolutely.
So yeah, insurance, it's worth thinking about.
Even though it's not the sexiest topic.
Sometimes you gotta do the things that aren't always fun and exciting.
But it's important.
It is important.
All right. That's it for our deep dive today. Thanks for listening.
Thanks for having me.